Hello, this is Otis Courtney. Again, we're talking about collateral impact. And for those of you who don't know exactly what that means, I'm talking about things, I'm actually sharing things that have impacted my life, things I've seen, people I've met, things I've done, and I try to record that in some writings. I've mentioned before, I'm not a skilled writer, not a poet, but I do like to kind of play with words. And so what I'm going to be discussing today, I title Police Neutrality. And the reason I've chosen those words is because of the experience I've had with the police. Some have been good, some not so good. I won't go into a lot of them, but I thought I'd share maybe three of each. First of all, one experience I had with the policeman, I was driving down the highway and I saw that he had pulled over a motorist and he actually finished the business. The motorist was driving off and I had slowed down to make sure that I didn't speed past him. But just as I passed him, his lights came on flashing and pulled me over. Couldn't figure out what that was. Long story short, what he told me was when a policeman pulls over a motorist, if at all possible, you should get in the other lane. So it didn't matter that you slowed down. And also, the other reason I stopped you is because I want you to make sure that you tell other people. That was a good one. Another was when I had the occasion to call the police for a medical emergency at home. And almost immediately, they were right there on the spot before the paramedics got there, rendering whatever assistance they could until the paramedic got there. And then a third was, I was driving along, obviously a little faster than I should, and the policeman pulled me over, asked for my license, the whole nine, and he said, "Do you know how fast you were going?" I said, "Well, no, not really." And he said, "Well, I was going to stop the car behind you, but you were going faster than he was, so I pulled you over." Well, he took my license, went back, took a look at it. He said, "Well, I'm not going to write you up this time, but you really do need to slow down." Those were some of the good experiences. Now, some of the ones that weren't so good, they had a certain similarity about them. The first time was in Northern California. I was driving to play softball after work, and the policeman pulled us over. I happened to be riding with a friend. I was driving, actually. And they made us get out of the car, do spread eagle against the car. Our teammates were coming towards us saying, they're with us, and they're saying, get back, and with their guns drawn. Now, all our co-workers are driving by seeing us being arrested. After we finished and we were able to get back in the car, I said, well, why were we stopped? The police said, we're looking for an African-American at that time, a black guy and a Puerto Rican who had just robbed a service station. That's number one. Number two, I'm in LA. A friend of mine are leaving a nightclub. We're coming out of the club, and I'm telling my friend, I see that cop over there. I know he's going to stop us, so I'm going to make sure I'm not speeding, I'm not doing anything wrong, we're not drunk. No sooner than I said that, the police pull up behind us, pull us over, look at the license, go through the whole nine. And at the end of it, I said, well, why did you pull us over? Well, we're looking for two black guys who just robbed a service station. The third is I'm in Philadelphia. I'm with a friend who happens to be Italian, who's showing me where the Rocky movie was made. the police come up behind us, get the license. Why did you stop us? We're looking for a black guy and an Italian guy who robbed a service station. These are all true. And the reason I shared that is this led me to write something about what I call police neutrality. And it goes like this. To all the good police who consistently and diligently practice neutrality, you have my respect as you fight to control a world filled with depravity. For the tedious hours you spend training and honing your skill, in non-threatening situations, your first response is not shoot to kill. However, there are situations so intense that there's no time for tolerance. Only you know that time, an instant when your life hangs in the balance. After transparent investigation, your action can be found to be justifiable. The actions of those who escape with impunity will no longer be acceptable. To all the good police, I respect the risk that you take and all that you do. All that I ask in return, as you don't stereotype me and give me the same respect too.